What's up? It's your girl Kayce, and welcome to another episode of Unboxed Radio, a show where we talk about the latest and biggest news stories in the world of sneakers. Joining me today, as usual, is Cory and Marco. Fellas, did you guys miss me?
We were inconsolable. Listen, I broke down, Marco broke down. We had to hold each other up. Like it was bad.
You don't have to lie to me.
We had to record multiple times, fighting for the tears.
It just wasn't.
Okay, you guys are making me feel good. All right. So, what are y'all wearing today, or what are you guys planning on wearing today? Cory, let's start with you.
All right. So, for anybody that lives in the East Coast, and particularly in New York, you know that right when we start to get warm weather, Mother Nature comes and hits us with a blast of just winter to let us know that we're not out of it yet. So, I'm staying in the crib. So, I'm going pure house shoes today. One of my favorite purchases of the year. The Stussy Birkenstocks are a godsend. I would hope and I would look forward to everybody getting a pair of these. I too was somebody that used to clown these, but I love these. The Stussy Jones was a good joint, and I'm wearing these around the crib today.
Marco, what do you got on today?
I'm keeping the theme going 2 weeks in a row. We've been talking about March Madness every episode the last really week, so I'm gonna keep it going with UNC. They made it to the Final Four. It's a great story. It's gonna be an amazing Final Four, but I had to support a team that has a lot of heat. UNC.
What about you? What you wearing today, Kayce?
Yeah. What are you?
No. We're saving that because I have to shine. Just one time. So we'll see later on what I got on, okay?
Okay, that's fair. I'll take that.
Okay, so moving on to our first segment of the show, it is News Unboxed, a segment where we highlight the most popular and trending news stories in the world of sneakers and much more. So this story was highly anticipated, right? We were kind of waiting for this story, but Kobe Bryant's signature line with Nike is returning. Yay! So Vanessa Bryant revealed the news on her Instagram page, and she quoted, "With this new partnership, fans will soon be able to have access to Kobe and Gigi's Nike product for years to come, and with Nike donating 100% of the net proceeds yearly for Gianna's shoes to our Mamba and Mambacita Sports Foundation." So according to the new deal, Nike and Kobe's estate will continue to work together to establish a youth basketball center in Southern California. Reports suggest the Nike Kobe line will return with the release of the Nike Kobe 6 Mambacita Sweet 16 colorway. A release date for the Nike Kobe 6 Mambacita Sweet 16 has not been announced, but as always, stay locked into SoleSavy to find out more details about this partnership. What do you guys think about this partnership? Were you guys expecting it? Were you hopeful? Or did you think that there was a possibility that there wasn't going to be a continuation of the Kobe, Gigi, Nike collab? Cory, I'll start with you.
I mean, I was incredibly hopeful. I was incredibly optimistic. I definitely understood why the partnership kind of had to go on a pause. It just felt like there was, a certain lack of housekeeping, on the Nike end, just with Kobe's, and especially the Mambacita edition kind of reaching people when it wasn't supposed to yet. I think all of us are still, obviously dealing with the fact, Kobe and Gigi are no longer with us. But I'm incredibly happy that this is back, just from many different standpoints. Obviously from a Kobe fan standpoint, the fact that his shoes will still be able to reach generations down the line and stuff like that, and just to see how they restructured the deal, and that now how that 100% of the proceeds are going to go specifically to that their organization is really, really good, and really a class act move on Nike's behalf. And I will say it was a big story in the NBA, how players were literally running out of Kobe's and running out of Kobe's to wear, and Kobe's, especially in those bigger sizes and stuff like that, were hard to find. And the Kobe 6 is a shoe that I think was voted, the most popular basketball shoe, if not last year, the year before in the NBA. So to be able to see guys, be able to kind of reach back into their collections and kind of restock and, pay homage to, one of the greatest is something I'm looking forward to. It's really, really dope, and I'm happy that, it all worked out for the better.
Yeah, this is a history-shifting news announcement when you think about how important Kobe's legacy is to fans and basketball players, and also how important his sneakers are. Cory just mentioned the 6 is one of the most popular shoes. The 6 is the best basketball shoe I've ever put my feet in. It's a great shoe. It's obviously super popular within the league. This is a win for everybody involved, and I'm glad they were able to work it out. I had a feeling that this was always going to happen. I didn't know it was going to happen this soon. I thought that we were going to go through a couple of years of of some Kobe licensing on other brands, other products, which still might happen, right? We don't know the details of it, but I have a feeling that Nike's going to at least want the exclusive on the basketball footwear or footwear in general, and they probably got it. But yeah, this is again some of the best news in sneaker history when you think about this. It just wasn't going to feel right for that relationship to end on that note. And I mean, for the last year and a half, I've been really like counting my pairs of Kobe's and saying, all right, well, this is how old I am right now. This is how many years I have left of playing basketball. I have enough pairs to get through the next decade or whatever. Right now, we don't have to do that. We can enjoy the shoes when they come out. We don't have to be too precious about them, right? And now I can go play in a pair that I maybe had been saving for a special occasion, because I know that there's going to be more coming. So I'm excited about that. And again, and then like Cory mentioned, going to the foundation is something that was close to Kobe's heart, supporting women's hoops and youth hoops. So it's a win all around. I'm so excited about this.
Yeah, both you guys made great points, and I'm just excited, like you guys both said, that Nike and, the Mamba family were able to figure it out and make it right and do it right. And, I also didn't anticipate it happening this soon, but I mean, I'm glad it did, and I think that everybody's really excited, so. Okay, so during a recent sneakers live stream, Nike teased its next Air Max 1 model that is slated to drop next year. Inspired by the 1986 Air Max 1 design, Nike gives the upcoming silhouette the big bubble treatment. So instead of the Air Max bubble featuring the 3 circles, the 2023 version will feature 4 circles in the bubble, according to Nike's Air Max product line manager Jamie Page and footwear designer John Kosnick. This new version of the Air Max 1 took 3 years to create. Look for the Air Max 186 Big Bubble to launch in 2023. This color, this is like Air Max 1s are like have a special place in my heart, and they I wear them all the time. They're so comfortable, and I'm so excited about this. Marco, what are your thoughts on this release?
This release just forced me to take a long look at myself. I would say in the mirror, but it's the mirror, it's this recording, because now I finally understand when people think that sneakerheads are so nerdy and weird about little details. Because this, I'm going to be honest, I'm not a big Air Max guy. I enjoy some Air Maxes, but it's not like on the same level as Kobe's or Jordans. So this doesn't really make a difference to me. I think it's cool, and I'm glad. It sounds like a classic Nike storyline, but it's making me think back all the times where there was a new Jordan that came out and there was just like a slight change, the tongue of this or the toe box, and I'm freaking out, losing my mind. Like, finally, we got it. So now I'm able to understand that from the outside. Like the way people are so excited about this shoe makes me realize, that's probably what people think when I'm like, oh, they're bringing back a Jordan and they're changing like one minor detail that nobody else would notice except like the diehard nerds. So I think it's cool for the people that are excited about it, but it's also just like, man, Nike just, when you think they ran out of a way to re-energize a sneaker that's this old especially, they'll find another way to get people excited about it. So
the fact that it took 3 years to add one more bubble is kind of crazy. But it goes to show, just how intricate and how, to say something as detailed as far as how these shoes are designed, created, and manufactured is a complete understatement, right? I think the Air Max 1 is a very classic silhouette, obviously. I think that this colorway is a classic colorway. So, I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited to see, whenever these shoes kind of come out, because, listen, we're all from the same, I guess, like, if not age group, we're all from the same, I guess, cultural group of what the sneaker game used to be like, right? So, like, we have these memories of, we may have had a pair of these when we were, 9, 10, 11 years old and stuff like that. So, whenever I see stuff like this, I always think back to, like, the next 9, 10, 11-year-old to be able to get a pair of Air Max 1s. And, it kind of restarts and I guess restarts the cycle of the importance of shoes and stuff like that, especially for like these classics. So I think it's dope. Again, and you'll start to see now, kind of like what Marco was saying. In one case it would be, oh, those Jordans have Nike Air on the back versus the Jordan sign. In this case it would be, oh, your Air Maxes have 3 bubbles, well mine has 4. So I mean, it's really dope. I mean, it's funny. I could actually use a new pair of these. I mean, they're not coming out until next year. So look forward to probably get a pair of these just to have on the stash. These are dope though.
Yeah, mine are like turning like yellow on the like front part, but I actually got mine. They were gifted to me on Air Max Day. It was like my first like official like going to like an Air Max Day event when I was in LA. So it's kind of like special to me. I would love to cop these again. And I just hope that like this generation really can appreciate Air Max 1s, because I feel like they're such a special sneaker.
Yeah. Hopefully I can get a pair gifted to me for Air Max Day too. I'm an 11 and a half. Well, 11 and a half in Air Maxes. So if anybody needs to know, holla.
Yeah, I was just gonna say people pay big bucks to get their shoes yellowed like that, so you should.
Keep those.
I cannot get with it. I did not know what it is.
Really?
I cannot get with it. No, I don't.
I think. I don't know. I think that natural yellowing kind of, which is, we're gonna go off on a whole other tangent. But like, natural yellowing kind of separates like not the real from the fake, but like this shows that you're true to this. Like it's kind of like y'all have had these shoes for X amount of time to the point that they're naturally yellow. So like it's kind of wild that is the thing now where people will take brand new shoes and kind of instantly make them old looking. But listen, if I was you, I'd rock those joints to the wheels fall off.
Oh, trust me, I'm going to. I will. I love them, and I don't know, like something about that, like red and white. It goes with like so many different colors. Like I don't know, I love it. Okay, sorry, we don't want to stay on that subject too long, but according to Sneaker Files, Jordan Brand will release this holiday season another Air Jordan 11. The brand will reportedly release the Midnight Navy Air Jordan 11 iteration in women's sizing. Sneakers feature a navy blue upper and patent leather mudguard, a silver Jumpman on the ankle collar, a white midsole, and an icy blue outside. These Air Jordans are slated to drop for a retail price of $225. Sneakers will be available on Nike.com and Jordan brand retailers. Okay, so looking at these, I don't know if you guys have already seen them before. This is my first time actually seeing the image. What do you guys think about them, Marco?
Well, this is a cadence that Jordan Brand has followed for years, right? The women's exclusive during the holidays. I don't know if we got one last year, but we've gotten one. We think about those red velvets, the money green ones, the black and white ones with the the animal print was last year. But the Stingray ones, which I thought were underrated actually from a couple of years ago. So expect this shoe to probably be this color, but this is not what the shoe is going to look like. This is a very easy guess, right? You think Jordan 11, cool upper patent leather, but based off of the other women's releases we've seen over the last decade, expect this shoe to have a little bit of a twist to it, and probably an unpopular one, right? When you think about some of those women's 11s have not been necessarily the most favorite for people. Some of them have been done really well, right? So I would imagine this one's going to have a different play on materials, but it's always cool when you see the women's team at Jordan putting special energy into women's only drops, which have gotten a lot better in the last, let's say, 3 to 5 years since the brand really re-energized that category. So I'm excited to see what the final version of this will look like. But like we mentioned last year, holiday season, Jordan 11s, it's like clockwork. The brand's cooking something up every year, sometimes just for women's, and then obviously the big one in December for everybody.
It's funny. I was about to give my take on them until Marco's put the game on. It's like, knowing that these may not necessarily be the final version, that these are probably a very early rendering. Obviously, it's going to be too soon to give thoughts, but hopefully in the next season of Unboxed Radio, when these come out, we'll be able to talk about them and stuff like that. But I think it's cool. Even what Marco was saying as far as they're just the special women's only colorways and stuff like that. The design team, they're definitely not afraid of going out of the boundaries and everything of the sort. I'm looking forward to see what these, I guess, what they officially look like when they come out.
Yeah, one last point is this shoe, as it stands right now, this Photoshop, that's too good
too
for
on brand,
to limit it to one customer. If they were going to make a shoe like this, it would be unisex, right? Because they know this shoe, it's a layup, right? It's a classic Jordan cut with a new color. So that's another thing too, is kind of like the first thing that came to mind. Like, there's no way they would only drop that to one segment of their fan base.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Unisex for the others.
Get a colorway like this just for ladies in like a women's run. You know what I mean? Like I totally hear what you're saying, and what you're saying makes sense.
Well, they've been doing that with 1s, 3s, 4s, like some really dope women's stuff. I haven't seen them do that on the 11 yet. That was strictly like a classic 11 patent leather, right? We've seen that different makeup, so maybe in the years to come.
Keep my fingers crossed. Okay, so moving on to my favorite segment of the show, it is Drops of the Week. A look at some of the most coveted sneaker releases for this week. Are these kicks a buy or are they a pass? So the first one up is the Sacai Nike Blazer Low, black, patent, and white, releasing Thursday, March 31st at $160. So the details of this shoe, it's a patent leather upper with premium leather on the tongue and eyelets, double stacked swooshes, double up laces, eye stays, and tongues. Are these sneakers a buy or a pass? Cory?
All right, so these are going to be a pass for me. I've talked about my complex history with blazers before. I love high blazers, when they're done right. I'm not really a fan of low blazers. Obviously, these kind of fit into the Sacai makeup of what they've been doing over the last couple of years. I can definitely see a bunch of people wanting these. I can see the hype around them and stuff. Just for me personally, no, it's a pass.
Same for me. Not a big blazer guy, but I've said it before. I like when these collabs start to trickle down and the hype starts to fade a little bit in a good way, because if somebody really wants that shoe, it's going to be their first Sacai Nike, they're going to probably have a good chance of getting it. So I think it's a cool looking shoe. I mean, you can't go wrong with the black and white blazer, but pass for me.
Yeah, no, blazers have never really been my thing. I love Sacai's, and I do love the collab with Nike, but they're just not really for me. So pass.
Can you tell I'm a bit surprised by this?
Really?
I could see you with like some cargo pants, tank
know.
top. Like I feel like I've seen you in a fit like this.
Oh, I think I tried to wear a pair of blazers like one time, and they were highs. And I feel like they were like, I think I borrowed them from my sister just to see if I liked them, and they were like purple and orange, and they looked so cute on her. And then I put them on, and I was like, you look like Ronald McDonald. I don't know, like it just wasn't giving what it was supposed to give.
It wasn't giving what it was supposed to give.
No, it was not. Okay,
it's a bad time to look like Ronald McDonald too. You don't want to get dissed by Pusha T.
I'm already called an Oompa Loompa, and I don't want to be called Ronald.
Who called you an Oompa Loompa?
Wow.
All the time. And, and frankly, like I was out for Halloween. I would show you guys a picture, but I looked literally like an Oompa Loompa.
Okay. Yeah, we need to talk about
that. Okay.
Yeah, I need that.
Okay, so moving on to the next sneaker. It is the Union LA Nike Dunk Low Argon and Royal, releasing Thursday, March 31st at $150. The Argon features blue and fluorescent red colorway. Features the Union signature UNLA tag, and even introduces the boutique's Halo Man logo on the shoe's heel with an ankle button. Marco loves to flex on us, so I just thought that
you have been waiting for this moment all season. I respect it. You can tell that you have been waiting for that.
I had to come in with it because Marco loves to be from down low, and then he's like, but I got it.
And then you pulled us with the double phone,
my slight flex, okay. Wow. The Royal features overlays and white finishes with quarters and collars dialed to a darker purple. Vivid yellow hits are present across the exposed stitchings, swooshes, and heel branding. What do we think about these? I know a lot of us are really huge fans of the Union Nike collab. So are these, if we could get them, are these a buy or a pass?
I mean, I think these are dope. I think Union, they started this off with the pistachio joints a couple weeks back. The fact they're coming to follow up with these three now. I mean, I remember seeing some of the branding, some of the rollout on Instagram. They talked about how these were influenced specifically from, I think, like a trip to Japan and stuff like that. And, I'm a sucker for a shoe with a story. I think the blue Jones are sick. I don't know if I'll be able to get them. Okay, I mean, clearly, Kayce. I don't really need to say anything. You need to kind of just break down the whole. Oh wow. Okay, the sole. Yeah, that's a good sole. It's a good sole. Yeah, I like these, man. These would be a cop. I could definitely see these being a very summertime shoe. Yeah, these are hard.
Just like the pistachios, like you showing them on camera right now, like they look so much better in person. Not that they don't look good in photos, but when I saw that pistachio in person, I was on the fence about them, and then I had to have them. The pistachio colorway of this is the best shoe of 2022 so far, in my opinion. Like, it's so nice on foot, it's wearable, and just like the colors, almost like the different type of materials they use, when you see them in light, it just looks different, like almost shines more than you would see in a photo. I think the pistachio is the best colorway, but all three of these are good. I'm definitely going to try. I will say, though, if you're a SoleSavy member or thinking about becoming one, there was a lot of success on the pistachio colorway that first dropped. So I know that the release team is going to be ready for these two. And the Union usually does their releases right and fair. So I would imagine there's going to be hopefully a good success rate. So check out SoleSavy.com if you're thinking about it. If I had to choose, I probably would go with the pair that you have, Kayce. But that other Laker color, it's not often that a Laker colorway catches my attention. I think the only other one has ever been like the Jordan 1 SB Dunk, aside from, or like some like low-key Air Force Ones. But this is a nice little subtle touch that I can see myself, well, maybe not going to a playoff game, but I can see myself watching the playoffs at home.
It's okay, man. Playoff basketball will return to LA soon.
Right. I mean, since I already have one of the pairs, I don't need it. But if I could get my hands on the other pair, I would definitely cop them. I think this, like you said, like the detailing, the material on this sneaker. I love the little like exposed stitching, like just the little details on it is really cool for me. So if I could get the other pair, I totally would. All right, now moving on to the last segment of the show. It is You Deadass, a fun segment where we highlight and share our thoughts on the wildest stories that went viral this week. So an IG user by the name of, and I'm probably going to butcher this because I always butcher everyone's IG name, Canyon, posted a video of a pair of custom shoes filled with water on the upper. Users can be seen filling up the inside of the uppers with water. The midsole and outsole look like it was taken from like that Yeezy insulated boot that you guys have seen on a lot of people lately. No word if these will be released by the creator, but this video definitely went viral over the weekend. Did you guys catch it, and what did you guys think?
I don't want to hate on anybody's art or creativity, but this falls into that genre that we've talked about before, about creating things with the intention of just going viral. And I think sneakerheads and like sneaker IG accounts in particular are like the easiest to hook, because everyone's playing an engagement game on Instagram. So, you know, love it or hate it, people are going to engage. But it's just like, I get it when people make these like makeshift shoes that are actually practical, but this is not practical. How would you be walking around with like, so I get it. Obviously we can't take it too serious, because this is like one of the, I see these on IG all the time, right? Like it's just like kind of that shock value content. It's a cool outsole though.
Okay, so I have two flags about this. I mean, as we all know with You Deadass, this is stuff that 9 times out of 10 we're not taking seriously. I'm not taking this shoe seriously. It is a pretty cool outsole. So I have two things. Number one, yes, I sincerely hope that there is some sort of separation between water and sock here. Two, I'm ultimately disappointed by the person who decided to wear the shoe in this video, because that is a horrible sock. If it's one thing I know, is that with any type of clear shoe, if we're talking Klotz Air Maxes, if we're talking, if we're going all the way back to Invisible Woman Air Force Ones, if you're going to wear a clear shoe, you must have a good sock. It does not matter what kind of sock it is. It has to be good in texture, and it has to be some kind of good in color. That is a very, very bad gym sock. So now that makes the overall shoe, because essentially all we're looking at is a plastic upper and a midsole that clearly looks like it's taken off of a Nike. I think that's producers are saying that is an M2K Techno, basically a dad shoe. They took this sole off an old Nike dad shoe. So we're looking at a plastic dad shoe with a bad sock. Like it just does not. I would have appreciated this a lot better had they come with a good sock, and it would have looked a lot cleaner. You know, the sock actually looks like worn and nasty. It looks like a walking puddle. So like, yeah, horrible execution. Horrible execution. I wish them well. I wish them better. I am very interested in how you take a outsole from one shoe and create a plastic upper and place it. But, you know, I wish them luck, man. They got the engagement that they wanted.
Yeah, not to knock the artist, but it just looks dusty to me. Dirty.
It's a dusty. This is all the sock. If this had a better sock, I guarantee you we would just talk about, you know, the lack of concept, or just be like, yo, But this looks bad. Right. That shoe stinks. I can tell. That's
what I'm saying. I can smell the must, or like
I can smell it. It smells. It smells bad.
Sock, like y'all know what that is giving. Dirty gym sock. Very much so. Well, of course, it was great talking to you guys. I am so happy to be back. I missed you guys. I hope you guys missed me just as much.
We sure did.
Thank you to all the viewers who tuned in for another episode of Unboxed Radio. Again, if you like the show, make sure you hit that like button, leave us a comment, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, we out. Peace.